What's so quiet? Starter deck is pretty good. This Fire Dragon's really be busting it. Yeah, that Power Dragon be busting it. That Tomb Kingdom again, bro. Symbol. Well, try to go into the battle phase. There we go. What? That's always great. Let's try again, guys.
This is Sarah. It's her first day. This is where Sarah works. Her company uses that. Well, Elon Musk said he's capital needs Central Canada Safety and Security and Exchange Commission filing. It applies the businesses of different school shares of the social company. But the Twitter actually ignored this $41 billion to buy the company outright, despite being a larger offer than the world could consider. The government has instead, as a strategy to stop Elon Musk gearing up for hostile takeover, offered shareholders more stock in order to boost the shares. The Tesla founder is currently the company's largest shareholder, in by a 9.2% stake earlier this month. According to the SEC filing, Elon Musk will fork out $21 billion through IPO and has raised around $25.5 billion from Morgan Stanley and certain other financial institutions. Through the top box share business, the company has received the offer and is ramping up on what it will respond. However, if the board does reject this offer and now that it has the capital raised, it can take that proposal straight to shareholders. Last week, the tech billionaire discussed on TED why he decided to make the offer.
Why make that offer? Well, I think it's very important for
Disney is on the verge of losing their special status, which has allowed them to operate like their own government for decades. Here to react is a current Walt Disney Company employee running for Congress, Jose Castillo. Jose, good morning. Great to see you. So you currently work for Disney. You're a conservative and support Governor Ron DeSantis. What are your thoughts on this situation?
thank you for having me on the show. Well, there's a lot of controversy right now, right? And a lot of people in the media would say that, Governor DeSantis is going after Disney, but it is actually the other way around. Disney's been going after our laws and after Governor DeSantis. When they came out with a statement saying that they were going to repeal the law, you got to read between the lines. If they said their goal was to achieve that goal, they have to get rid of Republicans in Tallahassee, including the governor. And frankly, we just can't allow that to be. And I actually brought something I wanted to show you. I have a picture here. It's a picture of my daughter. You see, she's 4 years old. I'm a father. I would do anything to protect my daughter. I know that the governor is a father as well. He's got 3 young children. And he will do anything as well to protect his children. And so I applaud the governor for having the backbone to stand up to corporations like this and protect children as well.
You're absolutely right. And, this whole political dispute is about what critics call the Don't Say Gay bill. And Disney says they were going to do everything in their power to fight it. I know you know this legislation like the back of your hand. What's really in this law?
Well, it basically says, you can't talk to our children about gender identity, gender orientation. I wouldn't want a teacher asking my daughter, she's 4 years old, after the third grade, asking her, hey, what are your pronouns? Are you a boy or a girl today? She would be absurd. But, it's frankly, it's sad that it's gotten to this point with, there's business classes going on, right? So, a lot of people have asked me, hey, why are you giving up the company? You work for them? He said, yeah, I love the company, but, the fact of the matter is this, if I were to lose my job, I can find another job. I can't find another country. I believe that the people at leadership, the chopping block, should be the board of directors
kids. Do you think that most Disney employees feel that?
The Joe Rogan Experience.
There's gonna be conspiracy theories about why Mike Tyson lit that dude up on that plane.
That's
you know what I mean?
real simple. That dude was a douchebag. And he was.
Yeah, you see the other
he
video?
was annoying, one of the baddest motherfuckers that's ever walked the face of the earth.
Talk about kicking a beehive. What the fuck are you
That's
doing,
so
dude?
dumb. That's not even kicking a beehive. It's like smashing, it's headbutting a beehive.
It's like trying to put your dick in a sleeping bear's mouth. He just walked up and was like, I'm gonna lower my wiener right into the bear's mouth. Mike Tyson, also there's a video that came out of the angle of him talking to someone, and he's like talking shit in a way where you're like, this guy's hammered and doesn't know what's coming. Because I bet in his head he's like, he won't punch me. He can't punch me.
Oh my
I
god.
bet he's a guy that thinks Mike Tyson's hands are registered lethal weapons. It strikes me as that guy. He's like, and he, by the way, I saw the guy's shape and I was like, that guy would kick the shit out of me.
Well, it's so much better than the things that make you confident.
Yeah.
The things that make you confident are dangerous. Like
That's why-
amphetamines.
Like, or booze and you get Mike Tyson punching on you on a JetBlue flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that guy's probably on a bunch of shit. The guy who Mike Tyson punched, apparently, according to the New York Post, has a lengthy criminal history.
Ah, well, in that case, if he's had a lot of fuck ups and he's a bad person or whatever, he's gonna go to jail. At least he got
What
to
the
get
fuck?
kicked by a famous person.
If you find yourself or Mike Tyson's reaching over the back of an airline seat and punching you in the face, I think you probably earned it. I think you probably earned it.
Yeah, I don't think he fucking.
If you climb into
I
a
don't think it was for kicking his chair. You know?
Right.
I don't think it was.
This guy was super annoying, man.
Yeah, and he was like over the thing. You just can't.
Yeah, it's like people get crazy. They think that just because he's, he's Mike Tyson, he's famous, he can't just punch you. You're annoying him. He's gonna just fucking hit you like a normal person would.
You know, hecklers do that though.
Yeah.
So you know that, like they'll be talking and you're like, "Hey, shut the fuck up," and they'll,
Right.
"Oh, but you're like, well, you can't talk."
Yeah.
They didn't bring you down here. They didn't put you up at the fucking extended stay. They're not amplifying you and stop talking. That's why booze, when people are like, when I have friends that are like, I'm coming to your show, dude, we're going to the bar first. Like,
No, don't.
Who wants to get drunk and sit silently in a dark room?
No one.
You want to get drunk and go pay attention?
Not only that, like, if there's a guy who thinks he might be funny, that's the time.
They all think they're funny.
Yeah, the one I didn't know what to
Yeah,
say.
I got you. And then, the classic after the show, I helped. And you're like, man.
I helped.
Yeah, I wonder if that guy was like, I helped that flight.
Lil Pump recently dropped an album and nobody noticed. As of today, it has 2.3 million streams on Spotify, or roughly 1,536 equivalent album sales in 1 month. Hip-hop fans have been high-key preying on Pump's downfall for a long time, but it was something that happened on March 22nd, 2020, where his career reached the point of no return. And as we go through all of the events that led up to that very specific moment, you won't be surprised why Lil Pump is where he is today. Mazzy Garcia was that kid in school who was always in trouble, always fighting, always talking back to teachers, and getting kicked out of class. Yet somehow, he was considered charming and likable amongst his peers. His charisma and airheadedness made people think he's not a bad kid, maybe just a little misguided. Unfortunately, he didn't get on the right path during his years at Charles W. Flanagan High School, and would be expelled for inciting a riot. He actually got expelled from all public schools in South Florida. At the age of 15, he enrolled in Jamon Opportunity School, which is basically known as the school for bad kids, but he was also kicked out of there. He spent the rest of 2015 hanging around South Florida with his friend Omar, aka Smoke Perp, who was an aspiring rapper with a little bit of buzz on SoundCloud. Pump would appear in his videos from time to time, but he was never meant to be a rapper. He would freestyle a little bit, but never took it seriously. One day in early 2016, Perp forced Pump to record his first song, titled 30s. From here, he spent most of his time posting funny videos on social media. Rapping was kind of a side hobby for him since Perp was the one who was getting buzz. He was kind of just along for the ride. SoundCloud rap as a whole exploded to new heights in 2016, with artists like Kodak Black, Lil Yachty, XXXTentacion, and Lil Uzi Vert reaching mainstream attention. And underground music media outlets such as No Jumper and Lyrical Lemonade were growing in subscriber counts rapidly. Double check and make sure you're subscribed real quick. Might as well hit the like button too. Drink water. The perfect storm of SoundCloud culture hit just at the right time for Perp and Pump. March of 2016, Chicago music video producer Cole Bennett gets his first viral music video with Famous Dex. Hit him with it. 1 month later, Cole does the very first Lyrical Lemonade live show. He booked Lil Uzi Vert as the headliner, and it was Uzi's first show ever in Chicago. Thousands attended. It generated a lot of local hype, and the recap clips of the show are bringing a lot of views to the Lyrical Lemonade YouTube channel. Cole knew he had to maintain the quality uploads and work with buzzing artists if he wanted his channel to build momentum. He got in contact with Smoke Perp and made the 20-hour drive from Chicago to Miami. This is where the iconic Ski Mask video was born, where Lil Pump had a massive gun in his mouth. Cole thought Pump was hilarious, and they became good friends. The Ski Mask video was posted conveniently one day after the iconic XXL Freshman Freestyle video. 3 million views in 1 week, and it had kids all over the world hunting through the depths of SoundCloud to find more underground gems. Also at the time, Adam22's No Jumper YouTube channel was certified as the place to go to for underground rap. He was generating buzz through his interviews with X, Suicide Boys, Puya, Maxo Cream, Lil Yachty, and many others. Smoke Perp was buzzing and seemed to be next up from the underground scene. He was doing mini tours around the country, generating hype on SoundCloud just behind the XXL Freshman guys. He got in with Cole Bennett at the perfect time and was embraced by Adam22. You can't find an old video of Perp without Pump in it. They were often associated together, almost like a duo. The more Smoke Perp grew, the more opportunities came to Pump. But Pump didn't have the same opportunities that all of you have to grow as independent artists, because today, we have Indie Amplify. Indie Amplify is the one-stop shop for all of you independent artists out there trying to build a career in the music industry, and I want to thank them for sponsoring this video. Need promotion? Navigate to the promotional tab and check out the multiple packages they offer, including marketing campaigns for Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Get those views up. Need a feature on one of your songs? Just click on the Features tab and browse through the hundreds of artists that could jump on your track. Find one you like, click on Book Now, and provide all the necessary details.
Fuck?
It's as easy as that. No more getting left on red, no more sketchy transactions. You can even integrate your music into your favorite creators' content. Click on the Content Creator tab, you can get YouTube reaction videos, TikTok sound integrations, and IG shoutouts from influencers to professional athletes. Now let's say you're a creator. Sign up to become an amplifier and you could be the one getting paid to do some valuable promotion. Indie Amplify offers many more things, including music reviews, graphic designers, consulting, engineering, production, videography, beats, and even educational resources. Everything you need to get closer to becoming a full-time artist. Also, Indie Amplify is giving away $1,000 in cash to 3 lucky people and $1,000 in store credit to 2 others. All you have to do is follow Indie Amplify on Instagram, sign up to become an amplifier, and list your services. The contest goes from now until January 30th. Winners announced on the following day, January 31st. Use my link in the description to sign up today. Thanks, Indie Amplify. 2017 was truly an iconic year for Lil Pump. Probably the craziest blow-up of all time. All of 2016, he was known as Perp's pill-popping best friend, posting videos of him doing not safe for work things on Twitter, and just casually dropping music. But 2017, Pump decided he was going to release music more consistently and give the music career a shot. Him and Perp would spend a lot of their time in LA. Most aspiring artists, especially at that time since there was a very active scene, would temporarily or permanently move out to LA. Cole Bennett and Lil Pump linked up out there to shoot the D-Rose music video. It was also the first time he was featured on the No Jumper YouTube channel. The video for D-Rose dropped and got around 500,000 views from the start, becoming his biggest song to date. His SoundCloud was growing very consistently. The song Move In racked up 1 million streams in just a couple of weeks. It was safe to say that Pump was starting to build his own fan base separate from Perp. But the biggest thing he ever did was about to happen. Around this time, he signed a social media deal with a company called The Lights Global. The founder, Dooney Battle, was responsible for blowing up the Juju on the Beat trend in 2016. And he was very well versed in how social media was going to change the music industry. He saw the potential in Lil Pump and knew he could be a big star. This is when he had around 100,000 Instagram followers. The social media agency would push his music through their network of various influencers on social media, accumulating about 160 million followers, as well as helped him with growing his fan base. They would encourage him to keep posting these wild videos and pictures on social media, and they helped get those moments more attention. The No Jumper Tour. 6 dates down the West Coast. And luckily, Adam22 was vlogging the whole thing because they were about to show the world who Lil Pump was. Filming each other drinking lean and taking Xanax, staying up until 5 in the morning only to drive multiple hours the next day for the next show. The No Jumper Tour was a drug-induced farce, and the fans couldn't get enough of it. Die-hard fans of Pump, Perp, and No Jumper were getting put on the vlog meet and greets, showing that despite the celebrity image they displayed, they still did care about the fans. Half the viewers watching on YouTube either felt inspired and proud to watch these young kids chase their dreams, and the other half were like, how is this 16-year-old with pink hair taking Xanax and headlining a tour? In fact, one of the biggest videos on No Jumper to this day is this tour vlog where Lil Pump spends thousands of dollars on designer clothing at the mall and then takes it back to the $30 Motel 6 where he's sleeping for the night. Fuck J. Cole. A meme that was started in Lil Pump's comment section for literally no reason. So Pump ran with it, trolling J. Cole because it made people mad and got his engagement up. The new generation of rappers didn't feel like they owed respect for lyrical rappers or classic hip-hop enthusiasts, especially when they didn't get the mutual respect. And considering the music that was coming out from new rappers these days, it was pretty clear that these new rappers had no intentions of trying to write poetic masterpieces. But J. Cole kept the spirit of traditional hip-hop even through the 2010s, so dissing him made rap fans mad. But it also made the rebellious kids love Lil Pump even more. People who loved him and hated him started following, streaming his music, and blowing him up.
Man, come
And there were
on, I had a good
people who
hand
had
too.
an idea of who he was. I don't think this diss track ever came out, but it got the attention it needed on social media, so it didn't have to be released. He spent the summer of 2017 working on his debut album, Lil Pump. Pump stripped down rap music to be as simple as it could get. Really loud, overblown 808s, and extremely generic lyrics. Usually had a cool or simplistic melody in there too. He came up with simple hooks that would get stuck in your head, even if you hated it. His music was a guilty pleasure. It went hard at a party. It wasn't meant to do anything other than to get you turned. He even had the in-your-face rebel attitude to go along with it. That's why he caused so much controversy. The gatekeepers already hated melodic rap, which was slowly taking over since 2011. Then they came up with the derogatory term mumble rap in 2016, in which Lil Pump became the poster child for. Lil Pump was the true downfall of rap in the minds of the gatekeepers. To them, he extracted all of the beautiful artistic and poetic qualities of hip-hop and glorified all of the negative aspects of the rap game. But he wasn't just a rebel. He was funny as hell. I mean, his lyrics were so ridiculous you could get a great laugh at the pure stupidity, while also still going hard. I sold crack on PayPal. I've been selling bricks since elementary. My grandma selling Loud Pack. Lil Pump f***ed your mother, then I rob your brother. I mean, don't tell me you and your friends don't want to shout, me and my grandma take meds, while getting lit and having a great time at a party. The rap game is filled with cool guys. Lil Pump was just a rambunctious kid, full of charisma and is having fun. How could you not love it? But to go along with the music, he changed the game for Instagram. Social media was already the new way to be a poppin' artist. There was one thing Pump knew how to do, it was go viral. And like I said before, his social media agency that he was signed to was probably helping him a ton with this. Pump had 700,000 followers and people didn't know who he was. And I say that with air quotes because now to get 700,000 followers, you probably need a Billboard charting song or at least a viral TikTok song. Like back then, you could still kind of fly under the radar while having a massive fan base. His age had a lot to do with this as well. Almost all of his music press at the time had to do with him being a 16-year-old Xanax rap sensation. Really young kids have an advantage when they blow up because the youth can directly relate to them. And we all idolize people in our youth. We look up to people maybe more than we should. So looking up to someone that's the same age as you is kind of like being the popular kid at the school that everyone wants to chill with. Except when it's a rapper or social media personality, you're the popular kid at every school in the country, maybe even global. But he also gained his own clout from people sharing his videos of him doing ridiculous shit. His Instagram was basically a meme compilation or a people doing stupid things compilation. This is a good thing, but also a bad thing, because a lot of people were treating him more as a way to get a good laugh and then go on with their day. But he was pursuing music, and a decent amount of people may not be interested in the music. They just want to watch you say stupid things on Instagram. $350,000 was the advance that he got for his 5-album deal with Warner Records. With almost 1 million followers on Instagram, hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube, and a little bit of mainstream attention, it was the perfect time for him to drop a bang. Gucci Gang. August of 2017, the song dropped on SoundCloud and was instantly a hit for his fan base. He had been saying Gucci Gang on social media for months at this point, so it was already kind of an inside joke. It quickly racked up millions of streams on SoundCloud, and it was the lead single for his debut album. The Lil Pump self-titled album drops October 2017, debuts number 3 on the Hot 200 and sells 45,000 copies first week, which is actually really good for somebody with a little bit of Instagram clout and allegedly terrible music. But the Gucci Gang music video is where things would go crazy. The video drops and gains 6 million views in one day, which is still even insane numbers today. Featuring a whole-ass tiger and Lil Pump looking like a 7-Eleven Slurpee, it was reaction fuel for YouTubers. The song got stuck in your head with a repetitive hook and a monotone delivery. One listen and you know all the words. Debuting at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, it was the shortest song to ever go top 10 on the Billboard in 42 years. At this point, you know why Lil Pump was controversial. The only reason why Gucci Gang was different is because this was his biggest song. It was on the radio, exposing him to a more mainstream audience, and more people who had absolutely no idea about the state of rap music used this song as what the genre had culminated to. By the end of the year, his shows got bigger, his money got longer, and did he start to calm down now that he achieved the highest level of fame? He was able to finesse his way out of the record deal he signed with Warner just a few months ago, because when he signed it, he was only 17 years old. There's a certain due process that they need to legally adhere to, getting legal guardians involved, the courts, and all kinds of nonsense that they surprisingly skipped, and all kinds of checks and balances to make sure that what they're doing is actually legal since they're doing business with a minor. We always hear horror stories about labels taking advantage of artists, signing them when they're desperate and not allowing them for a renegotiation later on. The label got Pump too. None of us are surprised. But when Pump blew up, he lawyered up and then pulled the Uno reverse card, allowing him to get out of his 360 deal that he signed just a few months back. Pump literally finessed the label, blew up, and became independent. Yes, now he owns the damn masters to Gucci Gang and all the rest of his music, which is probably why he's still rich today. A music industry bidding war happened. Everyone wanted to sign Pump. He was the hottest artist in 2018. Labels were offering 7-figure deals, and a few months later he would end up locking in an $8 million deal with Warner, the same label that he signed with first. And this for one album. This album, Harvard Dropout, which was already buzzing since he had been hyping it up. And at first people thought the one album deal was cap, but it wasn't. And actually to this day, Lil Pump is independent. 2018 was the year where literally every YouTube channel and late night show made a viral video making fun of Lil Pump. Even academics did it. J. Cole also dropped a song called 1985 in which he had a whole verse that seemed to be a diss at Lil Pump, responding to the J. Cole hype from the previous year. It technically wasn't a diss directly at him, but it definitely applied. Naturally, Lil Pump could care less about what J. Cole had to say, or anyone for that matter. He kept the rebellious attitude and kept the bangers flowing. To all of our surprise, though, they had a sit-down conversation where they interviewed each other, and it was actually very nice. Esquete was the next Billboard charting song of the year, quickly followed by Welcome to the Party and what fans think is Pump's best rapping. Both of these songs were racking up hundreds of millions of views, but the staying power was low. It was like something that his millions of followers wanted to watch once or twice and then forget about it. Plus, 2018 is the beginning of the oversaturation era, and with Tekashi 6ix9ine rising in popularity, there was only so much brain damage rap hip-hop fans could handle. And then we had the untimely passing of XXXTentacion, which was a massive shock to the world. He was on the same level of popularity as Pump, as they were both XXL freshmen that year, but X's fanbase was way more loyal, and I think the rap game respected his artistry a lot more. Hip-hop fans suffering a loss like that, and even Pump, who was friends with him, made it difficult for people to want to rock with Pump at the time. Plus, I mentioned 6ix9ine before. If you thought Lil Pump was crazy and out of control, 6ix9ine was 10 times worse. Beefs with literally every rapper, gang violence, shootings, kidnappings. I mean, you name it, 6ix9ine was involved in it every week. Watching some young rappers scream Esquete and smash this wasn't really crazy anymore for rap fans. Everyone realized this, and he had to try to innovate where he could. He got arrested for driving without a license and then lied and told everyone he was going to jail for a couple of months. There's no proof that he actually did go to jail, but you'll see from here on out that his antics are starting to get a little bit tiresome, and fans are starting to easily dismiss it. The song Drug Addicts drops, in which they swore would break the internet, since Pump got the Charlie Sheen cameo in the music video. And again, 100 million views, but didn't chart high. It just seemed weird because Pump was telling everyone how he was quitting Xanax and lean all 2018. To drop this song just felt like he was moving backwards. The Harvard Dropout album was supposed to be released in August, but it didn't. Instead, we got I Love It. A cultural moment for sure. Probably still one of the best music videos I've seen in a long time. Kanye and Lil Pump, an iconic duo we could have never expected, linked up and made a Billboard smash. This would be Pump's second most successful song to date. At this point, people who hate Lil Pump can't deny that he now has another song they're bumping in the club. This would have been the perfect time to drop his album. The Harvard Dropout meme was already a year old. He was on Billboard. He probably could have maybe even outsold his last project. But for some reason, he didn't drop. I guess they thought the Kanye single would continue the hype for a little while. 2018 was definitely a good year for Pump. None of the music he dropped lasted long, but him and 6ix9ine were the only rappers who could consistently get over 100 million views on a song. So for now, it was good. It wasn't until late February 2019 that the Harvard Dropout project would finally release. 5 months after I Love It charted, which in the rap game, especially the Lil Pump rap game, is an eternity. The meme had totally died out. Rap fans were exhausted from the nonsense that Pump and 6ix9ine were bringing to social media. Plus, the dude who was rising in popularity who brought some of that rebel energy, but backed it up with way better music. Pump's once charismatic teenage punk energy turned into a famous rapper doing annoying publicity stunts to stay relevant. The album sold 45K first week, same as his first album, so yeah, that $8 million that the label spent on Pump is gonna take a long time to make back. It's safe to say this album was a flop, and everyone that hated him were pointing fingers. See, we told you. The general consensus was that Lil Pump was falling off, which I admit was a little premature. I mean, we all know he's not an album artist. What did we really expect to happen? However, Pump was still traveling the world, doing massive shows, screaming as Get It, and seemed to keep his spirits high. He didn't drop any more singles for the rest of the year. He did a couple features, and he actually shifted his focus a little bit to Latin markets. He dropped a few songs with Latin artists that were getting some decent traction, especially the song Coronel, which is the biggest song he has released in the past 2 years. Naturally, Americans only pay attention to what's going on in their own country. He was still getting that worldwide bag, and now that he was independent after that one album release, you're keeping most of the money that you get. You don't really owe anything to a label, so your songs don't have to go that crazy to make a ton of money. He would only get attention from USA fans when he made a wild tweet or had another viral IG live. But he seemed more desperate than ever, and a lot of look at me energy from Lil Pump. 2020 was... Pump was making some changes. The desperation for attention was getting out of hand. He wasn't following up these posts with good music either. However, in early 2020, according to his manager, Dwayne Battle, he had every major label still wanting to sign him. He even claims that Pump had an offer for $5 million, in which Pump denied the money. He wanted to stay independent. Most people probably thought that he was the type of guy to rush for another payday to fix his insane spending habits. But he trusted his team, and that they would have another big song. And he was famous enough and rich enough and had enough followers where there wasn't anything a label could do that he couldn't do on his own. And I think he made the right decision, but unfortunately still to this day, he hasn't had that big song. The point of no return for Pump, in my eyes. The point where the desperation hit an all-time high. Not him shaving his eyebrows and claiming he was going to make rock music, not the post in the sports bra. The point in which I realized that the rebellious punk wasn't actually there anymore, and all we are left with is a celebrity needing another payday, was when this video dropped. The Dobre Brothers. Hit It If You Know You Lit, featuring Lil Pump. No rapper, no matter how much they're paying, should have done this.
If you know you lit, yeah, you know you lit.
This song is horrible, even by Lil Pump standards. This is the least cool thing, the least rebel, the least punk thing you could ever do. This is worse than doing a song with Jake Paul. I mean, why? They better have paid you $1 million, bro. You can see it in Pump's eyes. He knows he shouldn't be there. He thought they were lit YouTubers, and when he showed up immediately, he was even like, damn, this is not gonna be a good look. He's barely looking at the camera. He's not dancing. They had to speed up the edits to make it seem like he was actually moving and dancing around. He can't even look at the kids around him. A few months later, Trump called him Little Pimp, and he went on this whole I support Trump wave, which definitely wasn't a good look, and a cry for attention. I mean, sure, he could have been genuine about it, but we know Pump has a history of doing whatever it takes to get some press, and he has never, ever discussed an even ounce of politics, so why would he start now? A bunch of lazy releases with basically no marketing ensued for the rest of 2020, with some Latin records sprinkled in there. From here, there pretty much wasn't anything Pump could do to get attention. And in 2021, he didn't even try. He dropped one English record and one Latin record, both only satisfying what's left of his core fan base. Then this last full album he dropped with Ronnie J, no promotion, no tweet, no nothing. Pump is the last person that can do this. But why? Maybe he's trying to get out of his deal with the Lights Global. Maybe there's stuff behind the scenes going on that we might find out about later or in a few years. Saying somebody's career is dead is definitely extreme, and most people think he will never come back. Obviously, the 17-year-old rebel is long gone. He needs to grow up a little, and I think he has. I truly do think he could have another hot moment. Not to the heights of where he was, but I think he could have another fun record, as long as the marketing isn't some lame publicity stunt and the music is just objectively good. Truthfully, him being independent is what allows him to chill, and his old music will be able to generate him a lot of money for years to come. A hot Latin record or a decent record every year should do the job. I always thought Pump had good intentions. Just a 16, 17-year-old kid who was making it happen, having fun. I mean, ultimately, he still got really rich. He still does have people who care about him and love him all over the world, and he still does have a ton of opportunity, even despite his most recent album flopping. But I mean, think about it. If Soulja Boy is still able to have some hot moments 13 years after his peak, I wouldn't be surprised if Lil Pump could figure out the same thing. And if you want to check out how Soulja Boy maintains relevance over the years, you can check out this video.